This video will help you with creating the Automoblox connector piece as we go along and look at continuing with 5.5b CAD Model Features Part 2. So within this document here, they do give us a few. We're not going to model exactly the entire part of the Automoblox connector, just a certain portion of it as we go along with mirroring it in Inventor. So let's go through. I'm going to split my screen here so that way it's a little easier for me to work off of. And here's what we're going to take a look at. Is I'm going to draw this profile in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to mirror the rest of it, mirror half of it, and then mirror the other half across the X and Y axis respectively in order to go through and do that. But when I split my screen, I'm going to go through and draw my profile in. So I'm going to use the X and Y axis to help me with that. So constraining to the origin and drawing in my profile like so. And then, like I said, I'm not too concerned with size and shape, but I do want to create a closed profile, making sure I get green dots, and I do have the right edge of this and the bottom edge going through and being constrained to the origin on the left side of the y-axis. Okay, I'm going to go through and start looking at dimensioning. Height on this is 0.32. The height on this side, 0.39. Looks like the height from this top edge to where this edge starts, 0.22. And the width on this, 0.04. And from this edge to the larger part up here, 0.3. And looks like from the left side all the way out to here, 1.15. So it'll lengthen our part out a little bit. So as I take a look, some of the other things I need to look at, though, that takes care of most of our width and height dimensions. Now I'm going to look at creating the fillets for this as well. So I get a 0.1 on the corner up here at the top. Change this to 0.05 for one of the inside corners, and then 0.04 for the bottom down here. So that way I go through and I get this nice round as it goes on the inside. After I go through and I have these fillets applied, then they want us to go through and utilize the mirror feature, which I'm going to come back to full screen on this, to go through and to create this. So I'm going to use the mirror pattern tool within the 2D side of Inventor to do that. So I'm going to go through to mirror. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to select everything that's in this sketch, and then I'm going to go through and choose the mirror line. So I'm going to have to click on the red arrow in the menu. I'll click on this edge, and then once I hit apply, it will go through and apply everything that I need. The other thing I will need to do is keeping this menu open. Now you'll see both of those options. These options are red. I can go through and now select. So whenever I do have it selected, it's kind of got this light blue kind of tone to it. I can go through, I'll click and drag again. Except for this, I'm going to get both parts of the sketch in there. And then for the mirror line, I'll click one of the bottom lines and click apply. Now, this may happen as it says adding this constraint will over constrain the sketch. I'm going to hit cancel. Sometimes all the different geometric constraints as they're showing up here, sometimes that will go through. I'm going to simply just say done, and then I'm going to hit mirror again, and I'll try it one more time. Sometimes it gets the same geometry applied. There we go. So it looked like it picked up a lot of my geometric constraints. So if that happens to you, that's one way to do that. So I'll click done. To mirror this over, I can say finish sketch, and we'll see if this will let us extrude. So when I click extrude, here's what happens. And even they kind of note in the document. So I'm able to do the top two features, but I can't go through and I can't extrude the bottom two parts. So if you notice as I hover around, it looks like I've got a break somewhere where, see how the red lines on this go through and connect, but it stops right at the end of at this point here, and then these points are connecting as well. So that means right there in that corner, I don't have a connection in order to make a closed loop profile. So it looks like the same thing on this side as well. So in order to change that, I'm going to go back into sketch 1. And probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete the line from here, and I'm going to draw a new line in, making sure I get a green dot at the end point going down to the bottom there, and I'll do the same thing on this point as well. So sometimes when it comes to mirror tools and extrusions, you have to do some diagnosing of the sketch to figure out what we have going on. So I'll click extrude. Now, because I went through and made those connections to make a sketch there, I can go through now and click all four of these sections. So I can mirror this all around, and we're going to go ahead and keep it an extrusion depth of 1 inch and click OK, and that will go through for this activity and for what they want us to do, just to showcase how to use the mirror tool to create a part of the connector piece.